Jeopardy! Contestant Sarah Snider chimes in on show Snub. Jeopardy! Recently announced its lineup for the Second Chance Tournament 2022. It is one of the biggest forthcoming events of the show, and the list of participants was recently revealed on the official website. A total of 18 players didn't win the game in Season 38. They will return to compete in the game that starts on October 17th. Jeopardy! Season 38 contestant robbed of TV privileges. However, a contestant recently said that she doesn't like being ignored by the show before the event. Although this player was selected to partake in the major event, she wasn't given the same TV privileges as others invited to the show. Jeopardy! Is currently on a summer break as the filming for Season 39 is on. The time slot has been taken over by the reruns of selected episodes from previous seasons. This will be an ongoing routine until Season 39 premieres on September 12th. As per The Sun, Ken Jennings will host the initial 4 months, and the later episodes will be taken over by Mayim Bialik as host. The game show is currently airing hand-picked episodes from last season, and the showmakers also shared a lengthy note about these changes. Some of our favorite episodes of the season, featuring our closest games, Super Champions, and some of the people who will be announced as part of our inaugural Second Chance competition will be included, read the note. Sarah Snider isn't a part of Jeopardy! Reruns. However, it turns out that by some, they meant all but one. Contestant Sarah Snider isn't a part of the rerun. She lost to Masha Roach during the Canadian Tutors Succeeding game on May 5, 2022. The middle school humanities teacher from Fishers, Indiana, has been invited to be a part of the Second Chance tournament. All other contestants for the event will have their first episodes re-air as a part of the show's summer rerun schedule. However, the episode featuring Sarah is missing from this rerun. On Tuesday, a Jeopardy! Expert wrote on Twitter about this missing episode. They said, "Here's the #Jeopardy rerun schedule for the rest of the summer from what I've gathered around the internet." Attached below the tweet was an image of the TV schedule. One odd thing, assuming the last episode September 9th will be Alicia O'Hare. This includes all the Season 38 Second Chance Tournament contestants except Sarah Snider 5th May 2022, continued the tweet. Sadie Goldberger also gets a chance alongside Sarah Snider. Fans replied in surprise and felt bad that the show just glaringly excluded her from the special summer schedule. However, one defended the show makers and wrote, they could not have more than 4 Masha Roach shows on rerun, and that is why. Another wrote, why couldn't they? They're rerunning more than 4 Amy Schneider shows. If their goal was to rerun all the Second Chance tournament contestants from this season, they could have done so, mentioned a third. The players selected for the Second Chance tournament will return to Culver City to compete in the event. The show will have Ken Jennings as the host and will span over 2 weeks. Among these contestants is Sadie Goldberger, who fans felt was robbed of a chance to win. What do you think of Sarah being snubbed from the reruns of Jeopardy? Share your thoughts in the comments. If there's one thing the Jeopardy community knows, it's that even the quietest contestants can drop the most resounding truths. And this week, Sarah Snider, a former contestant turned fan favorite, added her voice to the growing debate surrounding what many are calling a major snub on the iconic quiz show. Snider, a librarian from Ann Arbor, Michigan, appeared on Jeopardy! In late 2023 and quickly made an impression with her poised demeanor, sharp recall, and a wit that sparked lively conversations online. Though she bowed out after just 2 episodes, she left a lasting impression on viewers who appreciated her clever wordplay and understated confidence. Now, months after her stint on the show, Sarah is making headlines again, not for an answer she gave, but for one the show didn't. The snub heard around the Jeopardy! world. The spark. A recent Jeopardy! episode aired what fans are now calling the Sondheim snub. During a final Jeopardy! Found in the category Musical Theater, the clue referenced a groundbreaking 1979 musical known for its grisly themes and dark wit. Most assumed the answer was Sweeney Todd, Stephen Sondheim's masterpiece. But when the contestant answered correctly and host Ken Jennings moved on with little fanfare, longtime Sondheim fans felt something was missing. No follow-up commentary. No recognition of the musical's influence. No classic Jennings quip. Just a blank space where many believed the show should have celebrated a cultural milestone. Twitter lit up. Reddit threads burned with disappointment. And then Sarah Snider tweeted. Sarah's subtle but sharp commentary. She didn't rage. She didn't rant. Instead, Snider posted a simple sentence. Rather than Sondheim gave us the razor-sharp poetry of Broadway. Silence on Sweeney Todd? That's the real tragedy. Within minutes, her tweet went viral. Fans who remembered her quiet intensity on the podium applauded the literary shade. Others began sharing clips of her episodes, noting that Snider herself once referenced Sondheim in a double Jeopardy round about wordplay. When asked by a fan if she'd say more about the snub, Sarah replied, "Greater than Jeopardy is about knowledge, yes, but also about celebrating the richness of culture. Sondheim's work is layered, intelligent, emotionally raw, exactly what the show's best moments usually capture." And there it was. A graceful critique that somehow cut deeper than any call-out. A broader discussion about Jeopardy's identity, Snider's tweet tapped into something larger. Over the past few years, Jeopardy has been evolving, especially since the loss of beloved host Alex Trebek. While Ken Jennings has earned praise for his sharp intellect and calm stewardship, others have noted a shift in tone. Less context, fewer historical asides, a quicker pace. Critics argue that the show has leaned too far into rapid-fire trivia, losing some of the warmth and curiosity that once defined it. Snider, with her background as a librarian and literature lover, represents the segment of viewers who come for more than just right or wrong answers. They come for the context, the connective tissue between the clue and the culture it reflects. And in Sondheim's case, that omission felt personal. The fans rallied. Soon, #Sondheim and Jeopardy began trending. Fans shared their favorite Sondheim lyrics that could double as trivia clues. Some suggested an all-Sondheim-themed board. Others called for Snider to return as a guest clue reader. One user wrote, "Greater than if Sarah Snider curated a Broadway category, I'd deviate, frame it, and quote it in my vows." Another, "Greater than Snider said more in 14 words than the show did in 30 minutes. She is the final Jeopardy answer." Snider herself remained characteristically low-key. When approached by several outlets for interviews, she declined most, citing her busy library schedule and a pile of overdue interlibrary loan slips. But in a brief appearance on a Jeopardy fan podcast, she offered a measured perspective. Greater than, it's not about being dramatic. It's about remembering that trivia isn't trivial. It's how we remember who we are, what stories matter. That quote is now being shared across fan pages and even found its way onto a t-shirt. A gentle push toward depth, Snider's moment reminds us why contestants and the culture they reflect matter. She didn't demand a boycott. She didn't criticize the writers. She simply pointed out a missed opportunity, and in doing so, reignited a conversation about what Jeopardy has been and what it might become. And perhaps more importantly, she reminded viewers that intelligence isn't just about remembering facts, it's about recognizing meaning. As one Redditor summed it up, greater than Sarah Snider did what Jeopardy itself sometimes forgets to do. She made trivia feel like art. What's next? There's been no official response from the Jeopardy team regarding the Sondheim moment or Snider's commentary. But insiders say the writer's room has taken notice of the discussion. Rumors of a future Broadway Legends category have begun circulating.